CSS battle time. It's late, so we're gonna go the easy solution. Saw this design at least earlier and had ideas. I'm mostly thinking around box shadow for it to build this out. And the question is whether I use 3 elements with the same box shadow and just rotate them, or 4 elements, I guess. And or if I try to box reflect it, I think I'm just gonna do the 3. I mean, there's quite a few different ways this could be done. Let's get this going. I don't know why it has a question mark there. Wow, broke everything. There we go. Okay, 3 p tags. We should be able to select and style each one on its own just using descendant combinators. So I'm going to hit the star selector because what that does is it selects everything. Background is going to be this color, and that's going to be true of all of our elements. So star selector selects everything including HTML and body, which are wrapping this component even though we don't see it up here. Now, since I nested this, see I'm inside the closing brackets. This star is essentially like it's almost like as if I wrote this star plus star, right? Without this, that's how I'd be selecting it. So it can be read sort of like, okay, star, now anything that's a descendant, or since it's the everything selector, it's, yeah, essentially right now we have the body and the p tags inside it, and so that's what I'm selecting. We're going to throw position fixed on this, again, to make it faster. And then I hit a padding, and we're going to say 20 pixels. No, we don't need the pixels. It defaults to pixels, so we don't actually have to specify them. We can save a couple characters that way. So we're on the body. Now I want to hit, I'm going to put a different background on it so I can see where it is in this. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Margin is going to be 20 and 50. And what we're seeing happen is it's doing a margin of 20 and 50 for the body, which is this first block, and then it's doing it on all the p tags. They're stacked on top of one another for the second block, so it's almost like doubling it. So let's move that first block over to match our diff, get it in place. So 30 pixels and then 80 pixels, and that looks about right. So then we take off this background red. We don't need that anymore. And I mean, that's looking good. What I'm going to do is do a box shadow, and I'm going to say 20 pixels. Here we have to specify a unit of measurement. It won't accept anything less. And okay, so now our box shadow is the exact same dimensions as that block. It's shifted down by 20 pixels by 20 pixels. And we have a blur radius of 0 and then 20 pixels expansion. And we need to specify a color. We're going to do this. And there we have pretty much the beginning of our design. Now our p tags, what we're going to do is we're going to nest again, and what we're saying is, HTML tag, body tag, right? Now I'm going to say p. So any p elements inside our body is essentially what this is referring to, almost as if you stack the combinator all together, but you don't have to write it all together. You're nesting. Margin, we're going to overwrite the margin. 10. Okay, good. 100. We're not going to do, no. I want 0, -20, and then 100. 140. Good. Okay. and then we can hit a rotate of 90 degrees. Let's see, 180? Nope, 270. Why is it up there? That's the question. $180. So it's pivoting around this central point is what's happening. Why am I having a hard time with this? Because it's late and I need to go to sleep. Okay, that's actually what I want. I should have. That's what I want. I did want 90 degrees. Okay, we're doing good. We just need to jump this up like that. And boom, we got it. Okay, so now what I can do is I have 3 P elements in here, and I've selected my first one, but if I hit a plus P, because I don't have any closing tags, this renders out as siblings rather than like nested. It's weird. It's just the CSS battle things. I hope you never write CSS like this ever for real life, but for here it works. So I'm selecting this second P tag, and what we're gonna write is the margin is gonna go 100, 150, 140, and we're gonna do 0, 20. Okay, that looks like it's about the right spot. And I think actually I do want to move it over to that one. So 140, not 1400, 140, 180. Okay, because we're going to do the same rotate 90 degrees. Did it take? Oh, because I'm overriding it. Does it need to be the 180? Yes, it does. And then this needs to be 180. And then it's good. Okay, all right. So 90, 180. Now when I'm repeating, I'm going to repeat this one more time. Is there a way to use variables to save on it? It rotates only 6. I'd save, okay, I'd just save 1 character by setting this up as a variable, and then doing that because they're 6 long. Okay, so now again we are nesting deeper this time. So P tag, and then we say plus P, so it's P plus P is what we're targeting with this CSS. And then I hit plus P again because I'm still nested, and we're targeting that third paragraph. So we don't need class names or IDs on any of these because we're selectively targeting them using CSS and combinators. We could write this selector on its own outside of this as P plus P plus P. And that block of CSS, actually let's do this. Let's say margin, and we figured it was negative. Oh no, it was 180, negative 20. No, 0, 20. That's right. It's got to be positive. Okay. So now we know we're targeting this with this bit of CSS. So now let's see what happens if we say background. I really hope this works. Boom, red. So this selector right here is the same as this nested one. But because we're nested, we don't have to write out all of this. And that's the only reason why nesting, not the only reason, but that's one good reason, argument for using nesting in production, is you can write less verbose combination selectors because you're targeting something inside a component or whatever. So that's what's happening with this. So we can delete that. We have this in place, and we're going to say rotate 270 degrees. Okay, and obviously I need to change that to nope, still 180. And that is actually -20. And we can get rid of that space. And our diff looks pretty good. Let's hit submit. Hopefully it's 100%. And we can call it a night. Came back from our trip and the kids came down sick, which is not really a surprise, but it's been a long evening. Yeah, it's real sad when they're sick. Just unhappy. Then it'll be alright. It's normal. Alright, let's minify all of this. I use my home key and then the backspace to make this quicker. If you have premium, I think there's plugins that minify it for you, which, I mean, what a luxury, right? But, yeah, that worked out nice. I had considered using box shadow inset for this, but I think it would have just been more characters, no matter what. Because with inset, I probably could have just said 20 pixels and 20 pixels, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And inset would have been 5. Okay. Let's just see what happens. I can control Z it if I want. We're going to say inset. Okay. So it's -20 by -20. And it's going to be 4. I see why. I see why. I need to increase the padding so that it's the whole thing. And then this is 40 by 40. And then we change our margins. 40, 0. Oh, -40. There we go. 20. There we go. That looks a bit better. Okay. 140. 140. 120. Okay, we're down to 120 now. And then 120. And this one's just 0. No, 20. No. Negative. There we go. -40. Okay. Can I close that up? Nope, can't close that up. I can close that one up. So we were at 208 characters before. So ultimately that was not fewer characters. Doing box shadow inset 1 character more. Where'd I gain the extra character? Because these are all still the same. Interesting. And because I had to do negative and negative on that, and then all of these, I think that's just it. That's all it is. So let's get back to, okay. There we go. Just normal box shadow. That's all we need. 208 characters, and leave it at that. Good times. Alright. Hope you guys had fun. I did, like always. Past my bedtime, so I don't get to do anything else fun for the evening, but I'm glad I did this. Hope you all have a good night. Hope that was helpful. Bye.